Avast there. It be too late to alter course, mateys.
Okay, so today we're going to be working on the Traxxas TRX-4 Sport. We've got a brand new truck here, just pulled it out of the box, and today we're going to be doing a how-to video on how to install Rock Pirates RC rear shock towers on TRX4s, and also for TRX4s, Rock Pirates RC front shock towers. So let's go ahead and get started. So one of the first things I'm noticing here is the TRX4 is a long truck. It barely fits in the garage right here, so I'm going to have a very difficult time doing the upgrades here on camera in the garage. But I'm going to do my best to do that here, so be patient with me. There's going to be times when, as we're doing the video, it's going to be difficult to keep everything in the frame. So, but we're going to go ahead and spin the truck around. We're going to start with the back. And the first thing we're going to do is put on the Rock Pirates RC TRX4 rear shock towers. These provide 9 adjustment points, so you can really fine-tune your truck on the ride height and basically how the truck performs. So it just all depends on the type of terrain you're on. So let's go ahead and get started on the rear shock towers. So now, because the truck is very long, I'm going to go ahead and start on the rear of the passenger side. I'm going to try to stay out of the camera here for you guys. Now try to save all your hardware. Some of it we'll still use, some of it we won't. And until we get a little bit further into the video, I won't know which we keep and what we have to replace. So one of the things I'm noticing here right away is there's a lot of plastic on this truck. And although it's durable and does a great job, when we get done, this truck's going to be a lot cleaner, and the performance is just going to increase quite a bit. So, like I said, save all your hardware. So we got rid of the plastic factory shock towers. And I like to put that kind of stuff in a bag and just save it for later. You're not going to need it, but just in case something really weird happens and you want to refer back to it later, then you can. There's another screw on the TRX4 down here. And we can look at all that bulky plastic. We're going to get rid of that. When we get done with this truck, it's going to be a lot cleaner, a lot more durable, and the performance is just going to be amazing. So, and for this build, this is going to end up right here. So we got to take out one more screw, the one in the center here, that holds the battery tray. And we're going to go right back in with it. And don't make these too snug. I probably snugged that one a little bit further than I needed to. I'm not going to tighten that one yet. I want to make sure I get all the screws in first before we snug them down. And I might have to loosen this one up just a little bit so I can... There we go. Get this one to line up. Now we can snug them all up now that we got all 3 screws in. And there we go. Look how much cleaner that is. A lot more adjustment here. We've got all 4 of these holes across the top we can go to, and another 5 holes across the bottom here. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the hardware, and we're going to mount this up. And I think I'm not going to slam this truck. I'm going to try it so it rides a little bit higher, not too high. But you know, I'm going to go into probably one of these bottom holes here. We'll start there, and we'll test and tune and see how things all end up in the end. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and remount the top of the shock. It looks like the stock M3 screw that we took out earlier is going to be perfect. It looks like it's going to be the right length. And we're going to need a spacer before we join this to the Rock Pirates RC shock tower. And for that, Rock Pirates RC provides this spacer pack. It has 8 different spacers in it, 2 different sizes to get your spacing just right. So we'll put those aside, and for this build we're going to go ahead and use the shorter spacer. Goes right here, and then we're going to connect it with an M3 nylock on the back side. And I think we'll go all the way forward to the bottom hole, and we'll see how that works out. I'm going to drop the back of the truck down quite a bit. There we go. Just snug it down, don't drive it home. Got an eye lock on the back side. So I'm just going to spin this truck around real quick, guys. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because we're really close to the camera. But the side, we just put the Rock Pirates rear shock tower on. The axle is way higher, really dropped the height of the truck down, right height. And I mean, it's going to be super smooth. You know, no binding, that's what you want. Everything nice and loose. And it's really gonna work out nice. So you saw how easy that was. Super easy. We did it in just minutes, and it's the same for the other side. And matter of fact, I don't even think I'm going to do the other side. I'll just be boring you guys if I continue doing the other side in the video. It's exactly the same. So anyway, for you die-hard Traxxas guys, I apologize that we're doing this build in a element garage. But I like building the garage, gives a nice background, and this is the one I have right now. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be doing the fronts next. Go ahead and get started on the front shock towers. And I'm going to do my best, guys, to stay out of the camera way. I'm building in the garage here, which is one of my favorite things to do for videos. Just gives a nice backdrop. I always say this, but make sure you save all your hardware. Now on this side, we are going to be doing the driver's side of the truck, which does have the panhard mount. Obviously, this is the more difficult side because you've got the panhard mount to deal with. But still, it's going to be super easy. Not hard at all. And when we get done with this build, or this change out on the front shock towers, I should say, it's going to just really liven this truck up. It's going to be so much cleaner up front. We're getting rid of all this bulky plastic. And just increasing the performance of the truck substantially. As I mentioned in the previous videos, save all your plastic. I mean, you don't know if you'll ever use it again or not, but I usually put it in a Ziploc baggie and stick it in a box somewhere in case I ever need it for something else later. I mean, already, look at all this bulky plastic we're getting rid of. I mean, the truck is looking so much cleaner already. We haven't even put the Rock Pirate stuff on it yet. So, on the front, we're going to be installing the Rock Pirates RC front shock towers. That includes the panhard mount. These are stainless steel. They are not going to break. These things are rock solid. Provides weight up front on your truck where you need it most. It's low enough we don't have to worry about it. And then, of course, all the cutouts. Here, let me grab another one here real quick. All the holes and cutouts on this. It doesn't weigh that much anyway when it's all said and done. But this mount, like I said, it's stainless steel, and that thing is not going to break. It's not going to go anywhere. So we'll go ahead and get this on the truck. Now don't tighten these guys. You want to leave it loose enough so you can get the other hole, get the screw in lined up without any issues. And then you can go ahead and snug up the other side. Don't drive them home, just snug them up. If you're going in the plastic, you don't want to strip it. And it's just as simple as remounting the top of the shock again. And for that, we're going to go ahead and use the Rock Pirates RC aluminum spacer pack. Has the two most used sizes that are needed for these type of builds. And out of the Rock Pirates package, we're going to use the one that's just a little bit shorter. The other one's just a little bit wider. There we go. That's in focus. So go ahead and install the screw, the spacer. That one's going to be too short. Let me grab the other screw. I'll probably grab the wrong one here. There we go. And the spacer. And for the front, I think I'll go down to this bottom screw right here. And let me grab an M3 nylock. I apologize, guys. I should have had that ready, but I didn't. And in the nylocks, Everybody knows what nylocks are, but of course it's M3. Most of the screws on these trucks, if not pretty much all of them, are M3. And we'll use a nylock here on the back side. There we go. And we'll back it up. And like I said, don't drive these home, just snug them up. You got a nylock on the back side, it's going to lock it for you anyway. So we got that. Now it's just a matter of getting the panhard mounted up. Okay, for the panhard mount, I had to back off on the panhard bar. Both the rod ends, had to turn them out about 3 turns each to be able to get the length needed to hit the mount right here on the Rock Pirates shock tower. There's no thread showing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on the camera for you guys, but there's no thread showing on the panhard. So just like I said, about 3 turns, turn each of these out about 3 turns, and then go right back into the Rock Pirates RC mount right there. So let's go ahead and get that done. Going back in with an M3 screw. Sorry guys, my hands are going to be in the way here for a minute. There we go. Go ahead and put the M3 screw in. I was able to use one of the screws that were in the original shock tower, so I didn't have to grab an extra one from my hardware box. Go back on again on top with a M3 nylock. And this might be out of camera here because I got to get the screw gun underneath the truck. There we go. And go ahead and back that up again. And just snug it up again because it's, like I said, it's just going into a nylock. You don't need to drive it home. And that's it. I mean, super clean, tons of adjustment. Brought the front of the truck way down. I know you guys aren't gonna be able to tell in this by this picture here, but I mean, look at all that plastic that's gone, and we hadn't even gotten to the other side yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up to do the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the disassembly of the passenger side. Sometimes it's hard to see where the screws are because I'm trying to stay out of your guys' way on the camera. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. As I mentioned before, this side is going to be super simple, no panhard mount to worry about. Literally 3 screws. Put those aside. There we go. Just lay the shock back out of your way for now. And we're going to go right back in with the Rock Pirates RC front shock towers. I'm using all the same hardware for this upgrade, so that's working out really nice. Some trucks require that you have extra hardware on hand, so you can do this. So far in this truck, everything's gone right back in with the same hardware, which has been really nice. Okay, I mean, wow, that's so cool. I mean, look how all that plastic's gone. The truck looking so much more professional now. Really liking this a lot. And make sure I got the right screw here. Yep, that's the one. So I'm going back in again with the stock screw, using the Rock Pirates RC spacer pack. Whoops, sorry guys, my hands are in the way. For the spacer, I'm going to go back into this lower rear hole here. Put the nylock back on. Or not back on, actually. You do need to have some M3 nylocks before you start this change out. They don't come with, come from Traxxas. That is an extra piece of hardware that you'll have to have. And like I said, don't drive them home, just snug them up. But super clean, lots of adjustment. This truck's dropped way down compared to what it was originally stock. As you can see in the previous video, we already installed the rear Rock Pirates RC shock towers. Really liking what I'm seeing. And I know some of you guys are wondering if how you're going to mount the body back onto the truck. And you will need to work that out, because as you can see, there's no pins there now. But wow, I mean, look at the fender wells on this truck now. This truck dropped way down. Probably gonna have to trim those up with like sand scissors. But yeah, on the front, guys, what we do is we have these available for you. We have the Rock Pirates RC body post mounts. You've probably seen this on our website if you've been there already. And basically what these do is they mount. They got the screws are already there, all the hardware. They mount into the existing holes. The spacing's perfect to fit the Rock Pirates RC shock towers. And then you use like a element or axial type body post to drop into the hole here, and then you can adjust the height on your body and fine tune it accordingly. The holes on your body here and here and here and here, they will change, so you're going to have to put new holes in your body if you're using, if you're still using your stock body, the RTR body that the kit came with, that came in the kit. And what we typically do is just put a Rock Pirates RC sticker, one of these little ones, over the hole, and it sort of just disappears. It's sort of funny. I know it sounds funny, but the holes sort of disappear. I just put a little sticker over each hole on my RTR bodies, and just use a reamer and ream new holes where you need to once you put the body post mounts on the towers. So that's about it. It's super clean, and I might do that in maybe the next video. And as I'm doing this change out on this particular truck for the front shock towers and the rear, is I'm noticing that this battery tray is just gigantic, tons of plastic, and Rock Pirates might have to remedy that. So anyway, keep your eye out for future videos we do, and I think you're going to like what you see. Okay, so now we're going to install the Rock Pirates RC body post mounts on the TRX4. These are available through Rock Pirates RC. Makes it super simple to install the body post mounts onto the Rock Pirates RC shock towers. In our previous videos, we already installed them on the front, or I'm sorry, this is the rear. And to save time, I put these on already. As you can see, it's super clean, nice, easy installation. And then here's the front. And I went ahead and left the front one off on the driver's side here, so we can go ahead and install that now, so we can show you how easy this is. I already installed this one on the passenger side, and the very cool thing about this is by using our towers on the front and the body post mounts with the offset element or axial body post mounts, this post actually hit the same holes on the front of the body. So that's only in the front. In the back, you'll have to put new holes in the bed to mount the bed. But in the front, surprisingly, they lined up. We got lucky there. So let's just go ahead and get started. So it's as simple as this. I'm going to the top all the way forward. And don't snug these down yet. Just get them to where they'll hold in place. Get the other one started first. The Rock Pirates RC body post mounts have precision threads on the inside. CNC machined. So they're high quality threads, high quality machining. Made right here in the USA, as all of our parts are. And once I snug one side, I'll go to the other one, snug it down. I'll go back to the other one, and that one's still snug. So everything there is really good. And I took the body post mount here, and for the TRX4, the sport body, I ended up leaving 4 holes visible. And go ahead and put that in there. And with the angle to the outside, I don't know if you guys can see that, because these posts are offset. Yeah, okay. And on these, I left 2 holes exposed to get the height, the body height right, so it sits nice in the stock sliders. For this application, we're not putting any aftermarket sliders on it. We're just gonna go ahead and leave the stock ones on here. And I'm just going by feel here. Right there, okay. So I got 2 holes still exposed. And the same thing here, precision threads on the Rock Pirates RC body post mounts. I just put that in by hand. It's gonna be plenty tight enough because it's going into this plastic, so it's no big deal there. So let's just see how this body fits now. I think it's gonna line up without having to do any extra holes in the front. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm stoked with that. So, most of you guys, if you've seen my other videos for other trucks, if you've seen those, you know that I always leave the body posts, or when I trim the bodies and set the body post mounts, I always leave them a little bit short. So you have to push the body down to get the clips in. And the reason I do that is it pushes the body right across here down into the sliders. So when you do a rollover, it helps hold them in place so that these don't pop out on a violent rollover. And so you pin them and boom, they're done. And on the back on this truck, we're not going to be able to use the existing holes. So you can put tape over them or put a sticker over them, wherever you want to do. And then you're going to want to go ahead and do, just like the front, put element or axial body post mounts here, and then just get a body reamer and put new holes in the bed. So that's about it, guys. Hope you liked that little series we did on the front shock towers, the rear, and now the body post mounts. But as you can see, I mean, look how clean this truck is now compared to what it was. All that bulky plastic's gone. The performance is going to be a lot better because now we have all that adjustment. We lowered the truck dramatically, and with this truck having portal axles, that's going to be a huge advantage for us when we get on those side hills and on those steep climbs. So, okay, another thing I wanted to show you guys as I was starting to put things away and tidy things up is, I don't know if you can see this, but on the body post mounts here, I went with the ones in the front that had a little bit of a rise right here. See how this, from this point to the bottom of the collar here, it rises up. That works in the front, but because of how tall the shock towers are in the back and how low the bed of the TRX4 Sport truck bed is, I had to use the ones in the back that don't have that step. So there's the top. It's basically flush with the bottom of the pin itself. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that, and so that way when you guys set your trucks up, you'll know to go ahead and put the taller ones in the front and the shorter ones in the back right here. All right. Okay, I went into this a little bit more detail in my Ecto build video that we did, but to simplify things for you guys, in case you haven't seen that video, to get the hole positions right on an RTR body, what I typically do, I usually take this little bottle of oil. I'll just put a little tiny dot on top of each of the pins here, just enough to mark it. So I don't know if you can see that, but on the top of each one of the body posts, there's a little tiny drop of oil. And then I'll go ahead and get everything lined up. We already did the fronts, so we didn't have to make new holes in the front. So I'm holding the back off so we don't have to. So I'm not dropping it onto the posts yet. I'm holding the back up. Get everything lined up left to right. And then take the body and just drop it straight down. That looks pretty good right there. Lift it straight back up. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Yep, there we go. But you can see the little 2 dots of oil right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the reamer. I don't know if you guys have picked one of these up yet. You can get them at pretty much any local hobby shop. Lexan reamer. And go right into the center of the oil dot that we just made. Right there. And right, whoops, and right there. So both those points are now definitely marked, and then I'll just use the reamer to make the new holes. Like I said before, the existing holes back there, we can do anything you want with them. I mean, you can put electrical tape over them or use sign vinyl to cover the whole bed. You can make that whole bed black if you wanted to and it'd go right over those holes. Or you can just take a Proline sticker, you know, Traxxas sticker, Rock Pirate sticker, and put them over these holes on the outside here. You know, it'll cover them up pretty good. For an RTR body, I think you'd be pleased with it. Oops, sorry. Taking out the camera. clean off the outsides a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this on the camera. Sometimes it's not easy. There's not a whole lot of room here in this garage that we're filming in. But that should be pretty close. Let's go ahead and wipe that oil off the top of those. Drop the body on there. And that's it. Like I said, I typically like to set these up to where they sit in there a little bit snug. So you have to push the body down to put the pins in to hold it in the slider, but that's it. We've got it. And like I said, you know, you can put whatever your favorite sticker is over these two holes, or just put black sign vinyl over the whole thing. Whatever you need to do if you want to, you know, try to really keep a scale look. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that helped you out, and we'll see you on the trail.